I am so nervous tonight. I feel like tonight I'm going to reveal to you my secret on how I qualify people for home ownership. Then no one will need me anymore. No. What's going on, guys? My name is Minh with What's a Mortgage. Welcome to our channel. The goal of our channel is to educate, empower, and to connect you with the right mortgage. If it's your first time tuning into What's a Mortgage, do me a huge favor. Hit the notification or subscribe button so you're notified every time we go live or post new video. We go live Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and we post our content on YouTube Sunday mornings and Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Also, this is an interactive channel, which means we interact. You ask the questions, I answer it. All right, guys. Also, if I bring you any value tonight, do me the biggest favor, like this video, save this video, and definitely share this video. So tonight, at the end of this stream, I'm going to show you how I qualify people for home ownership. So if some of you guys, if you're already watching me, if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely do it. On Tuesdays, I do Q&A. Everyone's been throwing me, I make X amount, this is my credit score, this is my monthly debt, Min, what do I qualify for, right? Tonight, I'm going to show you how I do it. So even with that, hopefully you guys still reach out to me. Now you know the secrets, right? I'm going to review the secrets on how I use the ultimate mortgage calculator to figure out what you qualify for. All right, guys? So definitely tonight is a special night. But before we get into that, I want to share something with you guys, right? What I want to share with you guys is no matter where you are on the journey of home ownership, we are all together, right? So a lot of people I've seen say negative comments about other people about their goals of home ownership, right? Someone said, there's no way home prices are that amount. Like, how much do you like, what do you do for a living, right? Everyone, everyone has a different journey in life. No matter where you're buying or what you can afford, no one should ever talk down on anybody on what they can afford. And if that happens, of course, I will remove you from our channel and block you because I think everyone should be encouraged that they are taking the next step towards home ownership. Doesn't matter what they can buy, right? They're buying something, no matter what they can buy. Let's say they don't even buy in California and they buy in another state. They have every right to ask questions, right? So if their purchase price is not as big as yours, they have every right to ask questions. So we will not put up with people throwing shade on other people's comments on throwing out a purchase price or a loan amount or what they qualify for, right? Everybody has their own right to do what's best for them. Everyone has a different journey. No one's here to shade on anybody. All right, guys. So I want to say that because, I really appreciate all the comments, and I've seen some comments go back and forth, and sometimes it's not positive comments. In this show, we're all about positivity, positivity, positivity. All right, guys. So let's begin. So tonight we're going to talk about using a mortgage calculator, not just the mortgage calculator, the ultimate mortgage calculator, right? So how did we come up with the ultimate mortgage calculator? Well, we figure out what other calculators were doing wrong and we decide to do it right. So before we built the ultimate mortgage calculator, what is included in your mortgage payment? I think some of these mortgage calculators, when they were building them, they didn't look at the things that people need to have an accurate mortgage payment. Either they didn't know, or they do it inaccurate on purpose for you to reach out to a lender or a realtor, and that's how they sell your information to somebody else. They don't want to give you an accurate quote, right? I hate that, right? You want an accurate number, right? You have every right to know what your payment should be before talking to a lender, right? The last thing you want is to call a lender. I need to run your credit. I need to run your credit. I need you to fill out this application, right? You just want to know payments. Because some of you guys might not want to buy now, but you should know, hey, if I don't buy now and I wait, what will the payment be because of inflation? You definitely have every right to know. But in your mortgage payment, this is what you need. You need an accurate principal and interest. You need hazard insurance payment, property tax payment, private mortgage insurance payment to get your full payment. And a lot of these mortgage carriers don't have that, right? So to get an accurate principal and interest payment, you need to know where interest rates are at. Also, you need to know, are you doing a 30-year fix, a 25-year fix, a 20-year fix, or a 15-year fix, right? That will give you an accurate mortgage payment of principal and interest. Your hazard insurance. You're not in escrow yet. How can you get a hazard insurance quote, right? If you can't get a quote, what are underwriters using? And that's what all people should know is what are underwriters using to underwrite the files for underwritten approvals if you have no hazard insurance quote, right? And a lot of these calculators, they don't have that. Same thing with property taxes. Unless you want to call the county that you're going to buy in, give them the city you're going to buy in, they can give you the tax rate for that city. But if you don't know it, what number should you use, right? All these calculators, they don't provide a rough number. But tonight we're going to tell you what underwriters use. And if you haven't seen it in my other videos yet, right? What's included in your mortgage payment, how to calculate your mortgage payment. We left the formulas for principal and interest, hazard insurance, and property taxes. And last but not least, if you're buying FHA or you're putting 20% down or not putting 20% down, knowing how to calculate your private mortgage insurance. It's really important for you to know that, right? It's in my other video, everything you need to know about your mortgage payment. So definitely check that out. If you haven't seen it, check it out on our YouTube channel, right? But you need all that information. Without all that accurate information, you can't make the best decision. Hey, should you increase the purchase price? Should you bring in a bigger down payment? Should you pay off debt? How can you make the right decisions without knowing all the information? All right. So first thing I did before we put together this calculator, right? Before I was like, you know what? Let me use these other mortgage calculators because I'm on the road. My client just called me about, hey, Minh, what's the mortgage payment on this house? Hey, Minh, do I qualify for this house, right? I'm scrambling around on the road, and I couldn't figure it out, right? I Googled, of course, mortgage calculator. And when I Googled mortgage calculator, the three popular calculators that popped up, I'm thinking, oh, these are the three popular calculators, right? It's mortgagecalculator.org, Bankrate, and NerdWallet. So I'm thinking they're not paid advertisement. I'm assuming they're the most Googled, most searched, most used calculator. They must be right. So I'm on down the road trying to give my buyer a quote or my client a mortgage payment, but I can't give them accurate access. Or I have to switch from website to calculate to like my calculator that's on my phone, right? My calculator, my app that has my calculator. I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, man, this is impossible. Right? So that's when we decided to put together calculators. So first, let's talk about mortgagecalculator.org. Okay. So we put on mortgagecalculator.org. I open it up. And what I realized, it doesn't tell you property taxes. You gotta guess. It doesn't tell you PMI. You gotta guess. It doesn't tell you hazard insurance. Also, if you're going FHA or VA, they don't add the funding fee, right? Or the upfront MIP. I might be off by a couple bucks, but it's important to my buyer, right? They want an accurate number. Man, you said it was gonna be this, but then it ended up being this, right? They don't have the funding fee, right? Or the upfront MIP. So I can't calculate an accurate principal and interest because I need the full loan amount to calculate the full payment, right? So because of that, mortgagecalculator.org, the number one Google calculator, cannot give me an accurate answer, right? Because of that, I can't make the right decision. Then we looked at Bankrate, right? Bankrate, we thought was the ish, right? The Bankrate doesn't tell you the loan amount. You can put in the purchase price and the down payment, but it won't tell you what the loan amount is, right? It doesn't leave room for PMI. They don't tell you, like, so when you're using Bankrate, they don't tell you what the PMI is. There's nowhere to punch in PMI even. So your mortgage payment is going to be inaccurate unless you put 20% down. Right? It doesn't tell you property taxes or hazard insurance, right? Same thing. On an FHA, they don't add the upfront MIP, right? On the VA, they don't add the funding fee. How can I get an accurate number if I don't have all of those figures in front of me, right? So there's the second most popular calculator does not give you an accurate number. And let's look at the third one, right? Did you know NerdWallet was worth over 400, that's like 2 years ago, $400 million. This company, starting with like a couple $1,000, is worth $400 million. I'm assuming someone or company that has $400 million, they can get the mortgage payment right. But you can't put in the percentage of down payment. You have to put it by dollar amount. And I don't know if you guys watched my other video on down payment, which you check out on YouTube, right? When you're deciding what you're going to buy, it's all by percentage of down payment. If FHA, you can't put a dollar amount, right? Who knows? It's 3%, 3.5%, 5%, right? You can't put, you would have to work backwards on the calculator. I'm trying to give a quote, right? There's no percentage. So the loan amount's not easy, right? You can't pick conventional FHA or VA, so you can't add the funding fee or 100% financing. Doesn't tell you property taxes, PMI, hazard insurance. So all that information is incorrect. So without that information, unless you know mortgages, right? Or you've bought 1 or 2 homes already, NerdWallet would not work. $400 million. That was 2 years ago. And they can't have an accurate mortgage calculator. Okay. They're a great company. I get a lot of my research from NerdWallet and Bankrate. With all that money, I don't know why they can't improve the calculator. But one thing they're doing, as you guys can see that Rocket Mortgage down there, right? Or that Better Rate, right? Or Better, right? They're selling information to lenders. They don't want to provide accurate information because they do not want to sell it they want to sell the information to another lender, right? They want you to reach out. Hopefully that helps you out. So, because all this information is incorrect, right? I called my boy James William a couple years ago. James, right? James is the operations manager for our team. So he is we call him a techylender calculator because this guy, he's techie, man. And he made it very simple for a loan officer to use a calculator on the road. That means it's user friendly to a consumer. And we're like, hey, it's user friendly to a loan officer, but not a new loan officer, a seasoned one. So we keep evolving the calculator, and we got it to a place where it's user friendly for a new loan officer, user friendly for a realtor, but most importantly, user friendly for you. Okay, so here is our Techie Lender calculator. If you have questions regarding a calculator, please reach out to us. Okay, reach out to us and we'll answer your question. But after we're done, I'm going to show you guys how I use the calculator to qualify you guys for home ownership. People ask me all the time. Okay, so here is the Techie Lender calculator. Okay, it's techylender.com. All right, so once you get there, it takes you to this site. Here we go. Let me use it here really quick, right? If you have a purchase price, or if you tell me, right, your gross income, you tell me what monthly credit card or installment debt you have, and your credit score, I will tell you what you qualify for. Okay, so if you do have anything you would like me to pre-qual, let me know. Okay, so let's go to the calculator really quick. We're going to answer this question for Robert Quiroz as well. Okay, so you hit the yes right here, right? You could have the date. Credit score doesn't really matter, but this score at least tells you what you priced it at so you can remember it. So you have conventional FHA and VA. We do not have USDA on here, and we do not have jumbo products on here. But if you can still manually price it out, okay? FHA, right? So we get FHA. So FHA is the easiest. All the PMI and the upfront MIP is inputted for you. Another thing that a lot of calculators didn't have that we did put in the Techie Lender calculator, if you decide to put 5% down or more, the PMI drops to 0.80, right? So FHA is the easiest one to figure out. So you go FHA, primary residence, all the California zip codes are in there. If you're not in California, all you got to do is click the county button and click outside California, okay? So we did Los Angeles, right? It'll have the county loan limits. You pick anything, right? Let's say you pick purchase price is $500,000, right? $500,000. And it tells you right here, in LA County, I can go up to $822,000. If I want to know where interest rates are at, right? A lot of people don't know where rates are at. They can click this button right here. It will open up another site to Optimal Blue. Optimal Blue is pretty much the Google of interest rates, right? So I'm looking here, FHA, 2.841. I'll put 2.875. The reason why everyone's selling 2.875 right now, they're covering closing costs. As long as you have above a 620, most likely you'll be at 2.25 to 2.875. Nationwide, they're locking at 2.875. So it tells me people nationwide are asking for closing costs, right? It tells me people nationwide are asking for closing costs. That should tell you that, hey, should you finance closing costs or not on an FHA loan? Why do people finance closing costs on an FHA loan? The reason why, no one stays in their loan long enough to make it a benefit not to finance closing costs, right? Let's say you pay your own closing costs. on 500 grand. Let's say it's $10,000 to $12,000, right? You're going to keep that loan for a year and a half, 2 years at most. If you run the numbers between financing, closing costs or not, let's say it costs you $200 a month more, right? You can run it by your techylender calculator, right? Talk to your lender. Hey, how much is it for me to finance closing costs, and how much is it for me to come out of pocket, right? Let's say you take the 2.875 and the payment's $200 more a month. Well, $200 times 12, right, is 2,400, right? 2,400 times 2 is 4,800, right? You're going to keep that loan for 2 years. Why not finance your $10,000 to $12,000 in closing costs, because you're going to keep the loan for only 2 years, and you typically only overpay by $4,800, right? And we'll go show you that in just a second. So here, so we go back. We know it's 2.84. So let me go back here. Ooh. Leave it alone. All right. So here, 2.875, right? FHA is pretty much 3.5% down. You can scroll down. It'll already see that has the down payment here for you. You know you're coming out of pocket $17,500. The value is 98.18. The reason why we have to add back the funding fee, I mean the upfront MIP of $8,000, so that $84.43 is added back to the loan amount, right? So when you're working with these other calculators, they're not adding back the upfront PMI on an FHA loan. How can you get an accurate quote or get an accurate payment if you don't have the funding, the upfront MIP in there, correct? All right. So now we have that. The loan amount, $490,943. Insurance quote. If you say yeah, if you already got a quote, you can say yes. But if you don't, you can say no and automatic. So when an underwriter takes your loan and gives you an underwritten approval before you find a house, they use 0.15%. So if you are, hey, I want to use my own mortgage calculator because they're number 1, 2, and 3 on Google search, at least know hazard insurance is 0.15, right, of the purchase price. So take the purchase price, times it by 0.15 for the annual hazard insurance. If you divide it by 12, it's the monthly. As you can tell here, it's $62.50, right? Property taxes. You can click the word automatic. On automatic, it has 1 1/4 in there. But if you pick Compton or Norco, it's above 1 1/4. You pick Fontana, it's 1%. If you want an accurate quote on hazard insurance, property taxes, call your tax assessor. Tell them, I'm going to buy homes in these cities. What are the property tax rates? Take the purchase price, times it. That's the annual, divided by 12. It's a monthly. But if you don't know it, underwriters using 1 1/4, so which you have built it in here, right? 520 on this one, right? You can click yes or no on Melrose. For those of you who asked about HOA, you can click here yes on HOA. So HOA, you can't use the calculator on. You just have to put in the HOA number, right? You would click yes, and then you would, but you have to manually put it in there because there is no rate on it. HOA. Every HOA, every condo, or every PUD has a different dollar amount, right? So you can click yes or no. All right, if you click yes, there'll be a place on the calculator for you to put in the monthly HOA. So let's go basic 500,000, 2.875 right here, right? We can see the summary is $500,000 purchase price, down payment is $17,500, loan amount is $490, closing cost is $10,000, 2% of the purchase price, and your rate's 2.875. Your APR is right here, and your monthly payment is $29.58. So if you go with $29.58, right, it would cover your closing costs. So that's why I would use my techylender calculator. I would find out, hey, right? Is that too large? You can back it up. I'm back. Yeah, you can keep right here. So let's say, hey, Minh, I don't want to finance my closing costs. I want to pay for myself, right? You can go, scroll down, loan comparison. You can change the rate to 2 1/4, right? And then you can get your comparison. So your comparison payment is $27.98. So you can decide, would you rather pay $27.98 for about a year and a half, right? But you got to come out of pocket $10,000 for closing costs. You guys get this with me? That's why I love this calculator. Do I want to pay, right, the difference for a month, it's 160 bucks a month. So I love this calculator. There is no mortgage calculator out there that will do this. Okay. They'll comparison though. It only compares changing interest rate if you want to finance closing costs or not. So we did option number 1, you finance closing costs. Option number 2, you pay your own closing costs, right? I did 2.25 here. 1 second. 2.25, right? So you ask yourself this: would you rather come out of pocket $10,000? Here, $10,000, right? Or pay $160 more a month, right? In 1 year, you're paying $1,923 bucks, right? In 5 years, you would pay $10,000. You would need to keep that FHA loan for 5 years for it not to be worth financing closing costs. You can talk to any person who has an FHA loan. They will not keep that loan longer than 2 years. And I'm telling you guys right now, well, what happens if the market changes, right? Rates might change, but as we can tell in this economy, rates, as prices continue to go up, rates can't climb. It will give you time to adjust, right? And of course, how long until you have 20% equity? Well, what happens if you have 20% equity, right? You keep this FHA loan, right? People ask me all the time, when should I refinance, right? You keep this FHA loan, scroll up. You can hit amortization here. Bam! In 2 years, right? You would have not, and just say your home appreciates 4% a year. So right now, the market improves by more than 4% a year. But 4% a year, you're at 86%. That's paid year 2. Year 3, almost at year 3, you're going to have your 20% equity. If you're going to have 20% equity, why would you want to pay your own closing costs when you can finance it, right? But everybody's different. Some people want that security. But this calculator will show you that. It will show you that. Robert, give me your scenario now, and I'll do your VA. Give me your credit score and your gross income, right? Credit score, gross income, and any other debts, Robert. I'll do you next, okay? But that's, guys, that's how you use the techylender calculator, right? It will show you how long you should keep a loan, right? People ask me all the time, Min, when can I refinance out of my PMI? If you got an FHA loan, pretty much year 3.5. It tells you year 3.5, you could refinance out of your PMI. What do you mean? I'll answer that question in just a second. So we'll go to Q&A here, but I want to show you that to you so you can decide, right? On a conventional loan, we'll do one last one. Let's do conventional loan, okay? On a conventional loan, let's say some of you guys want to go conventional. 500,000 rate right now. I know it's you can see where interest rates are at. Conventional 2.841, right? 2.875, 30-year fix. 20%. Who changes the 20% down here? Let's go here. 5% down. Right? 5% down. Hazard insurance, automatic. Property taxes, automatic. If you want to know what mortgage insurance are at, right? You can click this right here. It'll tell you 5% down. Always use the blue one, right? Let's say the credit score is 740 or 720.66, right? If you have 2 bars on there, you can subtract 0.09, so it'll be 0.57. Okay.
Directions down below.
Directions are down below. Forgot about that. How to use it, right? Forgot about that. Thanks, Andy. So you put in 0.57. You can tell the payment's gonna be $27.79, right? $27.79 on a conventional loan, right? So you can decide, hey, I want to go conventional. You can do the payments. I know right now with the 720, the rate's just a little bit better than 2.875, but that's what the average lock is in the United States, okay? So now you can go, hey, Min, I have a conventional loan. When can I get rid of PMI, right? We scroll down. In 3 years, on a conventional loan, right? Look at conventional. In 3 years, it only takes you 3 years. So after 3 years, you can either refinance and get rid of your PMI. Okay, so after 3 years, you can refinance it. If you pay down your house 20% from the original purchase price, you can call and get rid of it. You pay your house 22% from the original purchase price, you can get rid of it. Okay, but if you go and you pay it down and the years aren't up yet, what you can do is you can refinance, get rid of your PMI. Hopefully that helps you out. So that, my friends, is how we use that mortgage calculator. All right, guys, we want to end all our episodes with Our attitude is gratitude. Without you, there would be no us. If I brought you any value tonight, do me a favor, hit the like button on this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the night. Again, thank you so much for watching our show. If you have any challenges or concerns regarding what's a mortgage, call me 714-332-2526.